Well, this is it. My winter break is finally coming to a close. But don't feel too sorry for me. I'm actually looking forward to going back to school the next few days. While I'm on this first topic, there's something I want to mention about school. We've all had days where our day at school didn't end with the last bell. Sometimes we had to stay after for some reason. I remember those days. Sometimes I had to stay after to catch up on schoolwork. Other times I stayed after for the math team. Sometimes I stayed after for the gym. And the least popular reason some people stay after school is detention. And that's the topic I'll be covering in today's video. I'll be looking at 10 of the funniest detention slips. Now, I haven't read any of these before, and I've never been in detention myself, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what these slips have to say. Okay, here's the first one. Colin Hanley, I think it's pronounced. March 28th, room 33. Student threw sandwich across class screaming YOLO! Well, I guess that is a bit of a violation being disruptive, so the teacher is kind of right for putting this slip in. I'm sure there are some of you where there was a policy about not eating in the classroom, and I think this kid probably took it to the next level. But I will give Colin a point here, you do only live once. Okay, next one. Braylon called a student a bald-headed roach. His explanation was he can't control his brain. I guess the teacher is right, this is a bit of a disruption and being mean. I mean, what did this kid say for Braylon to call him a bald-headed roach? Wait a minute, I think they spelled this wrong, it says explanation. Okay, so this teacher isn't as experienced as probably should be, or maybe the student wrote this down because the teacher dictated him to. Detention for drawing Justin Bieber in lessons, singing That Should Be Me, and hitting non-believer. 30 minutes? When I went to school, we had detention for at least an hour, so I think this time is cutting it a little short. I did enjoy Justin Bieber a lot when I was younger, but I've kind of moved away a little bit because I prefer better artists. Not saying that he's not a very bad artist, I mean some of his songs are pretty catchy. Okay, this next one is for a kid named Jeff, and I can't see his last name, it's blurred out. November 15th, 2013, room 132. When a student asked him what he was doing after school, he replied, "Your mom." I could only imagine this conversation going down in the classroom. The two students would be like,
"Hey, what are you doing after school today?"
"Your mom." "What?" "Go to the principal's office. Detention." So this next one is for a student named Richard Avis, I think his name is pronounced. The teacher is Miss Fredericks. I think that's how it's pronounced. Grade 11, 1045, October 8th, 2008, room 604. And he only received disrespect under behavior violation, okay? After a student said, "Can it be that big?" his comment was, "That's what she said." I can only imagine that conversation going down as well. "Dude, can it be that big?"
"That's what she said."
So David's being let off a little too easy. I mean, under the policy violations, you also have inappropriate language. All I'm going to say about this is this language is not suitable for the classroom. If you want to do this with personal friends, you're going out somewhere, I totally don't mind. You won't hear any problems from me. Speaking of the violations, do these two kids go to the same school? So this one's for a student named Pocket in the 6th grade, and he received all the violations: out of class without pass, eating/drinking in class, inappropriate language, littering, chewing gum, not following directions, not accepting no, disrespect, and disruptive. Student is disrespectful to students, teachers, and class pets. He performed numerous pranks, this time involving sugar, the removing of his clothes, and running around the school. Well, you better give this kid all the violations. There will be a meeting about your son in question on March 21st of this year. Sharp and strict punishment recommended, but not enforced. Thank you. Not enforced? I mean, with behavior like that, this should be enforced. Certain rules were made for a reason. And what was I saying about the timing earlier? 45 minutes, I kind of get that. Like I said, when I was in school, detentions were about an hour. And that's because everybody staying after school got on the late buses so they could go home, and all at the same time. So this one is for a student named Joe. 11th grade, room 404, and geometry class. Joe's behavior in class was inappropriate and unacceptable. You don't say! Why else would you be filling out this detention slip? He started with excessive chair squeaking and ended with farting in a student's face. He was told numerous times to stop talking and do the assignment. Oh, that poor kid. I hope the fart wasn't too bad. I have a strange feeling Joe was thinking, I ain't got better things to do than this. Or maybe something like, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so for this one, the student's name is blurred out, so I can't see who it is. Used the F word in the hall multiple times. When I said to him I should not hear that word, he told me to plug my ears and walked away. That's a good joke on the student's part. The teacher clearly meant that the word should not be said in the school at all. Also, I'm not against using the F word, I just don't think it's acceptable for using it in the classroom. I mean, I swear when I'm by myself all the time. Next one's for a kid named Jackson. Yelling sausage and D's nuts during test that was given. Asked him to stop and he replied, "You're not my dad!" I guess the teacher's right for giving this detention. I wouldn't use those words in the classroom either. And apparently by this reply, it seems Jackson only listens to his dad in the first place. Also, I'm noticing Jackson seems to follow some authority figures and not others. Pro tip for, well, everybody. If an authority figure seems highly questionable, they probably are. Okay, last one. This one's for Raymond in 11th grade, listed April 8th. Threw the lamp at another student and told him to lighten the F up. This kid should be suspended for at least a day or two. It's a good thing this act is not going unpunished. And Raymond, you're being a bit of a hypocrite. I mean, you're throwing a lamp at another student, so clearly anger issues, and telling them to lighten the F up? Clearly you have serious issues and you need to lighten the F up. But that's all for now. That was the funniest detention slips. I thought I'd get into school-related stuff because I'm going back in the next few days. And I've never been to detention, so I can't necessarily relate to these people. But I do get the teachers making these decisions. Also, for a project of one of my classes this semester, I actually will have to observe a classroom in an actual school. I mean, I've done it before, so this is like a bit of a refresher for me. And I have no idea what the kids are going to be like. They might just be perfectly fine, but also really rowdy. So whether or not I will witness any detentions is quite debatable. I'll just cross that bridge when I get there. But that's going to do it for now. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me. So that's all from me. See you all next time, and wish me luck going back to school.